Gemini, this is a great time to break free from your self sabotaging behaviors. Do not shy away from your emotions. Learn how to deal with your emotions in a healthy and proper way. Learn how to find more creative expression or find more time for creative expression. I think that this would be a great time for love, especially with Venus and Libra. I think this is a good time for you guys to make sure that you're getting real about what your foundation needs to look like. And your foundation is what you do on a day to day, your sleep schedule, working out, foods that you eat, things of that nature. And I think that you guys are going to come into some kind of financial abundance if you haven't already. But the thing with that is that you're needing to know that you're worth it. This is more about expanding your own personal vision for what you deserve. But what you deserve is solely based on the choices that you make because you are confirming what you believe you deserve by the people that you allow in your life, the foods that you allow yourself to consume, or you treat yourself on a day to day basis, who you're dating. And I feel like this month, especially mid month, you're going to have some really big revelations in regards to that. So, without further ado, if you are new here, welcome. My name is Violetta Alexis, and I have been a tarot reader for 5 years. If you're not new here, welcome back. Obviously, I am happy to have you. So, let's go ahead and get right into it. Hey, Gemini, before we go ahead and deal your cards, something that I noticed when I was saging your cards, I got the term clean slate. And I didn't get anything for the other signs, which is really weird, but for yours, somehow I did. I got the term clean slate or the saying clean slate, and then I saw a black cat. And then I thought about the Queen of Wands because the Queen of Wands, she has a black cat in front of her. Queen of Wands technically is, I believe, two deacons of Aries, one deacon of Pisces. So if that's relevant to you, know. But the symbolic interpretation of the black cat on the Queen of Wands is her shadow self and her not being ashamed of something. Um, and I don't know what that's about. It was just very strange. I was saging your cards, and then I got that message. So I don't know if that's relevant to you or something. I don't know if you guys have been unfairly judged. That's kind of what it felt like to me. Like you guys have been unfairly judged for something. I'm hearing the word hypocrisy. I feel like people who have done something similar than you or have mistakes that they're ashamed that they're have shame about, they've done something underneath the same umbrella in one way or another. And so I don't know why I'm hearing that. I don't know what that's about. But you were the only sign that I got that for. So whatever. But anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at your cards for mid-October 2025. All right, let's see. The Nine of Cups reversed. Okay, the Nine of Cups reversed for your energy in mid October is you feeling like you're not getting something that you want. I almost feel like you're kind of blaming yourself. Now, whether or not you're to blame, I don't know. Only you would really know that. But you don't seem to be too happy. I'd be careful of unhealthy coping mechanisms. The sun is your challenge. Well, the sun is about being creative. I'm feeling something about creative expression potentially, but also maybe entrepreneurship, something about your childhood, needing to choose your own happiness maybe over another's. We have the Nine of Wands reversed for your past here. Now we have two nines. Nines hold the same energy as Mars. Maybe you guys are a life path nine or the number nine is relevant to you, but you were clearly exhausted in the past. I also think that there was a lot of paranoia. You could have been very paranoid about what other people's intentions were towards you. The near future is the star, so that's really positive to me. You guys have Uranus in your sign. This is Aquarius. Uranus rules Aquarius, as of course with Saturn as well. But you guys have Uranus in your sign. So I'm wondering if that kind of has something to do with it. Maybe something that you're breaking free from. So I like that the star is here for you. Now, this is in your future placement. So this can be the end of October or early November. Then we have the Ace of Pentacles reversed for what's on your mind mid-month. So you could feel like you missed out on something. Now I heard FAFO, fear No, that's F around and find out. Oh my God. Okay, so maybe there's a reason I messed that up. F around and find out. Some of you guys could be in that place where you feel like somebody's maybe testing you for some reason. Ten of Pentacles for what's going on in your subconscious. Well, this can be your long-term wealth. This can be a relationship where you see yourself. I feel like some of you, especially if maybe you're like a Gemini rising, you have Taurus in your 12th house. Taurus can be our values, and it can be the wealth that we build as well. And so maybe some of you have like a scarcity mindset, or maybe that is somehow deeply ingrained in you. Like that's something that you need. Like, not the worst thing in the world, right? Then we have for your advice is the world. Interesting. Okay. As soon as I say that, the world comes out. So this is about accomplishment. This is about maturation. We were just talking about Saturn, and this is Saturn. Saturn is retrograde in Pisces. So there's maybe something that I'm almost getting like a delay or something that you've been putting off. And I don't mean like a project or something like that. I mean, maybe, but it almost feels like you've been easing up a little bit too much, maybe in regards to your boundaries or something like that. Interesting. Like, I don't know if you guys need solid boundaries. Either you need better boundaries for you, or you need to respect somebody else's. The death reversed for somebody that you could be dealing with, well, that can be Scorpio. Maybe you're dealing with the Scorpio where that sign's relevant to you. It seems like this person is maybe having a hard time changing. I don't know if this is a child, a lover, whatever, but this person seems to be having a hard time of letting go or changing something. Hopes and fears. You want to trust, but you have a fear that you can't. And I dare I say, I feel like you have a good reason. Okay, now I'm getting that scene from Game of Thrones where they walk Cersei around after they found out that she like had sex with her brother. Sorry, spoiler alerts. And they walked her around town like butt naked, and they were like, shame, shame, shame. I don't know why I'm getting that. Is someone like shaming you because you don't trust them? So you have more nines. Look at this. You have all of the nines. You have the Nine of Cups reversed. You have the Nine of Wands reversed. Now you have at the bottom of the deck for the theme of your reading is the Nine of Swords reversed on top of the Nine of Pentacles, which to me as a reader says you need to enjoy your life. You need to stop worrying about something so much, which is like easier said than done, right? It almost feels like you guys are afraid someone's going to expose you of something, or you guys are afraid like you're going to be shamed for something. So let's see that Nine of Cups reverse. Look, Five of Cups. I'm almost getting this like Seven of Pentacles reversed energy of this feeling of like wasting your time. It's interesting because you're still stuck on what you didn't get. Like you're still stuck on something that you didn't get, and you keep replaying it in your mind, I feel. And there's an opportunity for you to break free. There's an opportunity for you to have a new path, but you're so focused on what didn't work out. I want to get some guidance for that specific message. An oracle card. Enjoy the journey. Embrace each moment fully, staying open to new experiences and lessons along the way. So, this is exactly what I was talking about with the Fool. And I think that you guys have a great opportunity right now to really make some headway to start again. I'm getting that clean slate, and be appreciative for what didn't work out, because in the moment it's not gonna. Now I'm not talking about like if your dad or mom died or something, like, okay, like obviously that's not what I'm talking about, but something that didn't work out right now, you may be like really sad about it, and that's valid, right? But you're going to see why it didn't, and you're going to be like, oh my God, thank God that didn't work out. So now let's take a look at that Sun for your challenge. The Two of Wands reversed. What are you so afraid of? Oh, the trust. There's the Queen of Cups reversed in your fears and hopes, and there's the Queen of Cups in your challenge. Love is a breeding ground for predators if you don't have proper discernment, authority, and boundary. Quote me on that, baby. You know, I think that for some of you, it's been very difficult to remain optimistic. And honestly, I think that those feelings are valid as well. Ugh, I'm getting emotional. Like in your reading, like I'm getting a little emotional. Because again, like I think that for some of you, it's your emotions that are keeping you there. But again, because this world is your advice, there's something about like emotions are fine, emotions are great, right? I think that we as a population, we tend to dehumanize people, or we take the people that feel the most and we punish them for it. Like, people punish men for being sensitive, people punish women for being too sensitive, and there's a lack of humanity there. I mean, the fact that even that porn normalized is humanizing within itself. Um, and I don't know why I'm getting that, but I think that there's something to that. And I think that you should be able to be as feminine or emotional or as emotionally expressive as you'd like to be, but there's a lack of comfort that you have. There's a discomfort that you have in regards to doing that. And I think that if you channel those emotions the right way for creativity or for something to align for you, I really think you can make some serious headway. So let's take a look at the past, which is probably like early October, excuse me, late September. Ew, the Emperor reversed. Who's that? The Hierophant. Some of you were just straight up in an abusive relationship. Like the Emperor is an a-hole. Like, I'm not even gonna try to sugarcoat it. The Emperor is a he's somebody who is incredibly emasculated. He's very controlling, sometimes physically abusive, and he's really just not he doesn't feel comfortable in his own masculinity, and so he has to punish the people around him. And some of you were in a marriage like that. You're maybe still in that relationship, something like that. But it feels like this person was just exhausting you. What? Oh my God, my cat is. Every time I start working and talking to anybody else besides her, she's like, maybe that's how this person was. Maybe that's how you are. I don't know. My cat's a Leo. Um, it almost feels like you were trying to force something or you were trying to conform to something that maybe, I don't know. I mean, it's almost like you were questioning if you really wanted that. What was this about? Let me get an oracle. On your own, it's time to take some time, alone time, or be single to get a new perspective. I'm going to leave that there. We're going to move on to the star for the future. Oh, wow. The Temperance, the Seven of Cups reverse. You are making a peaceful choice. Um, to me, this is healing through creativity, potentially, maybe sharing your ideas, maybe sharing your knowledge with the rest of the world in one way or another, bringing peace to your environment. Like, you know how we can get caught up in these cycles where it's just this comfortable chaos, you know? Comfortable chaos, comfortable chaos. And then one day you're just like, I don't want to live like that anymore. That's kind of what I'm feeling. What's the guidance for this? Two of Pentacles. So it's asking you to make practical choices. Try not to drop the ball. I think that everything in moderation for you specifically, it may be that you're needing to get very realistic about what it is that you want to create, what your goals are, get very real about your healing, things of that nature. Because that looks really positive. I mean, that's beautiful. The temperance is water and fire, and it's about being able to create something that you feel is impossible, but being able to do it anyway, being able to do it anyway, despite the circumstances. And that is somehow bringing you some level of hope in your life. It's bringing more financial balance into your life, dare I say. I mean, especially with Venus and Libra now, thank goddess. Thank God, right? So let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on in your mind for this mid October. Ace of Pentacles reversed, the moon reversed. See, now I'm getting that fear of missing out instead of the F around and find out. I'm getting that again because there's some kind of fear that you have, like, oh, if I don't do this, or if I don't try to stick it out with this person, or if I don't try to build this or whatever, like, I'm going to lose it all. I'm never going to get to the 10 of Pentacles, right? Because the Ace of Pentacles is the beginning of the 10 of Pentacles. And you're releasing some kind of fear. You're like, I don't want to be, ma'am, ma'am, ma'am. I'm telling you, she just loves to scratch my shit and bother me, like when I'm working. It's so annoying. And so you're releasing that fear of, if I don't stick this out, God, I mean, maybe this is it. Maybe this is the one for me, or maybe, maybe this is the one thing that I need to do, or the one, like, it's telling you to kind of let go. Let go of that notion that if this doesn't work out, it's all over. And I think that's what you're doing. You're like, you know what? If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. That's the vibe I get. So then we have the 10 of Pentacles. Whoa. 10 of Pentacles with the 10 of Pentacles reversed. And the Ace of Swords reversed. Whoa. I feel like it's a lack of clarity. There may be this fear of failure, this fear of what others are going to think about something. But what I do know is that there is this deep subconscious desire, I think, to have security, to have like everything that you want, And I don't think that, excuse me, I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. Some of you just got over a cold or something, okay? Or maybe you're about to get sick, fingers crossed. What's the guidance for that? The 7 of Swords reversed. You may need to be honest with someone about something financially, something either maybe you did or that you want. Some of you guys pour into others too much. And it's at the expense of your own desires and your own wants. And you end up regretting it in the long run. And dare I say, you will soon if you don't let go of this other thing, maybe. But I think that you need to be honest with yourself. And I think that you need to be a little selfish. If I'm being real. Okay. We have the World for your advice. Love that. Wow, Page of Wands, Ten of Wands. There's a big completion. What are you asking them to finish or close out on? The Eight of Swords, being stuck, feeling indecisive. You already know, in my opinion, the right decision. In your heart of hearts, I really think that you do. And I think that your more mature side knows as well. And it's not about making this decision from your inner child that just wants love and isn't thinking with their logical, practical minds. Like sometimes there's a time for that. But in my opinion, like instead of going back and forth about something, let yourself out of your own cage and quit it. finish the thing. And then you can start again to something else, but it's about you that's going to have to take responsibility for this. Nobody else is going to carry you or hold your hand with whatever this is. Because even if you don't have the confidence to see something through, like even if you don't have the confidence to finish this, close this out, learn the lesson, take responsibility, whatever, like you're going to have to eventually anyway. What's that 10 of Wands? The Strength reverse. Once you finish it, that's when the confidence will come. Once you, like, let's say, for instance, that you are in a really toxic relationship and it's toxic. It's toxic. It's not going to end well. It never does. Right. But you're hanging on because fearful. You don't want to leave, but you don't want to let go. Maybe something like that. And then you're like, you know what? I need to do this on my own terms. I need to do this. And then you do it and you have this sense of like, yeah, I did it. Okay. You know? And I think that once you finally do that, whatever said thing is, you'll start to feel like you can breathe again. And that's when the confidence will come. And there's confidence in, and I'm seeing the Queen of Wands in my mind again, but there's confidence in seeing something through, having discernment, and making mature decisions that are going to benefit you in the long run. But you have this like fear of missing out, or what if this is it? Like, what is it and what is not. Like, the Death reverse, the Six of Pentacles, and the King of Wands reverse. It's very much giving breadcrumbs. I think this person values themselves more than they value you. If I'm going to be 100% honest with you, and I feel like this is the one thing that you and this other person have in common is that you both value them. And I know that sounds really harsh, right? But like the Death reverse does not want to change. And neither does the King of Wands reverse. It's very strong. This is all fixed energy. And it's almost like this person tries to be generous. Like they try to be generous. They, in their own way, but it's very much giving. It's they're giving from a place of ego. Well, I'm going to get this out of Gemini if I give this, but they're not really making any substantial changes. So something to kind of think about moving forward. The Queen of Cups for your fears and hopes with the Chariot and the Queen first. I think that you guys have these moments where you get really emotionally wounded and you flip out or you lash out in some way. And I think what you really want is courage. And we were kind of seeing that in your advice anyway. And I think what you guys want is courage. And again, the only way that you're going to achieve that sense of confidence is through courage, is pushing through fear. And by handling things logically and in an emotionally sound manner. The end. Oh my God, the Queen of Wands, but she's reversed. Wow. Well, there she is. I think we were gonna see her, even though I saw her in the beginning. Queen of Wands reversed, and the Nine of Swords reversed. Yeah, I mean, I want you to be cautious because I think that you're literally manifesting your own fears in real time. Because the Four of Cups reverse, especially when it's surrounded by other negative cards, is like you're putting yourself in that position and then you're saying, woe is me. You're putting yourself in this position because of some kind of insecurity. I really think a lot of this is based around how you treat yourself and how that reflects in your relationships. Your relationship, or I can always tell um a lot about a person based on the partner that they choose for themselves. I can take a look at a very maybe even average looking dude and he has somehow won this gorgeous perfect woman and you're like, "Huh, wow. Wow." he was feeling really confident, you know, when he went for her. And then like maybe later you find out the guy is just like a cheater and he's like crap, you know. And the men that are like that are very delusional in this way, where they think they're like God's gift to women, right? No shade to the guys. If you're not that kind of guy, you're awesome. Okay. Um, and then like you look at the woman and like you realize how she feels about herself because of the partner that she chose. You know what I'm saying? And like, so I want you to really think about that. Like, what kind of friendships do you allow into your life? Um, what kind of content are you consuming? What are you doing on your day to day? And how does that affect you? And how does that affect, you know, your real life? Because you have to remember that this is the okay, I heard own your black cat. Okay. So you guys remember what I was saying about the Queen of Wands? How on the Queen of Wands you see that little black cat in front of her, and you know it's the whole thing that like black, you know, that superstitious like black cats are bad luck and all of these things, but you see the Queen of Wands and she's like proudly rocking her black cat in front of everybody right there above herself, in front of herself, like, yeah, this is me, this is my shadow side. Like, don't be afraid to get in touch with your dark feminine or even your dark masculine, you know. I think that you guys really need to take better care of yourselves, honestly. I think you need to pour into yourselves. I think you need to focus on yourself. I really do. Okay. So, to me, this is more about confidence than anything. You should not be ashamed of your emotions, but you should be proud of how you handle. Can we get some advice? We have see what's real, observe with clarity, true insight lies beyond the surface. So I think that you already know the truth. I think that you see right through something, but you're also needing to own that. And you also have heart's desire. And it says, sing along to your heart's song, for it knows what you truly want. So again, you know, it's not about being ashamed of what you need or what you desire. It's about honoring that emotional stability that you need. And then we have recovery, comeback, find strength and healing as each step forward renews hope and paves the way for a triumphant resurgence. So I think that you guys are afraid of something again. And maybe you're afraid of failure, something like that. But it's telling you that, you know, if you can find your strength, if you're able to heal yourself, if you're able to kind of go backwards and figure out maybe where these self-esteem issues came from or where this need for comfortable chaos came from, you can really have like the greatest comeback of your life. Of course, if that's what you want. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. If you guys want to book a personal reading with me, you can do so on my website at www.violettaalexis.com. If you would like to book a scheduled session with me or text and or call spontaneously, you can do so at hipsy.com/violettaalexis. All of that information can be found in the description box below or in the pinned comment in the chat. Thanks a lot, you guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Have a great mid-October.